Okay, I'm here. I swear I'm here. I only overslept a little bit. Everything's fine. If I don't have work, usually my body will just naturally wake up between like 8:30 and 9. So I usually don't bother to set an alarm. And today I decided to wake up at 10 to 10 and kind of went, oh crap. But I'm here. It's cool. Everything's fine. I've got a cup of tea. I'm gonna reset my Spotify because it's sitting here. It's got like a giant black screen. It's playing, but it's not loading, so it's not showing the attributions. So let me just restart that. So Factorio is one of those. It's pretty much a permanent part of my Steam, like, recommended for you list. And I haven't gotten around to picking it up yet because it looks really, really complicated. But, like, all of you guys seem to really like it. And it looks like it looks like the kind of game that I would theoretically love. I just don't know if it's too complicated for me to get any enjoyment out of it. You know, I should watch somebody like streaming it or something just to get a feel for the gameplay. But I haven't gotten around to it yet. But yeah, good morning. Oh no, Merlin, go back to bed. I'm not sure if Factorio is a game for enjoyment. Yeah, that's kind of the sense I get. Come here. Hello, baby. That's kind of the sense I get, and that's kind of why I haven't picked it up yet. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Spotify. Turn that back on. Play. Sometimes it just decides not to load. I said, play. There we go. Baby. You gotta settle down. Meh. Just making stuff go and living with it. Hi. I feel like it's the same, this is gonna sound really odd, but I feel like it's the same kind of niche, or it would fill the same sort of niche for me that RimWorld fills. The just kind of lazy building and then watching things go. It would just be machines rather than little peoples. But again, that's just kind of my impression of it. Oh, time to wash your face. You're gonna get mad if I start sewing, aren't you? She is a very purry cat. Like, she's probably not coming through on my mic, but she is a very purry cat. She's also doing the gross licky noises. Baby. You're gonna actually settle down and stay? Or you're gonna get mad the moment I try to start sewing? Mm-hmm. Alright, well, we'll see. Don't look at me like that. I mean, I guess I could have an entire stream of me just sitting here petting you, but I would need to change categories. Pardon me. apparently my body needed the sleep if I slept in that long. The tea is probably still too hot to drink, and I do not care. Yeah, that is definitely hot. Very hot. Okay. Okay, OBS, I see that kilobytes per second turn red. Why did I not that? That's not enough thread for anything. Yeah. I mean, I was in such a rush to set everything up, I forgot to plug in my Ethernet cable. So that could be part of it. If it gets consistently too bad, I will shoo Sasha and grab it. But it's currently out of my easy reach. Sasha, baby, I think you're gonna have to move. I'm gonna have to make the cat unhappy. Sasha, honey, I need to get up and get the Ethernet cable. Unless you're gonna fetch it for me. Go on. BRB. It's like just out of my reach. Ugh. Maneuver myself around. I don't think it's legal. No. It's a problem. I'm doing crimes on stream. Alright, put this sucker in. There we go. Catastrophic. Sasha, you can come back. Come on. Baby. No, now she's licking her foot and purposefully ignoring me. Sasha. Baby. It does seem to be making stream sort of happier. Also, sorry about Wednesday. Apparently, a bunch of Twitch's either their servers were down or they were having some sort of a video encoding issue where people couldn't go live, and I was one of them. See, OBS is still eating a big chunk of CPU that it usually doesn't, and I don't know what's changed. I wonder if it updated itself, and the new update is just chugging. Uh-oh. What kind of a game, Kite? I like fun games. Is my sense of taste off, or have I done something wrong with this cake batter? Oh no. Yeah, that's an unfortunate game. Sasha. Might no longer be using hardware encoding for some reason. Oh. That's a good... Let me see if I remember how to check that. Yeah, because normally when I'm streaming, OBS tells me it's using like 8, 9, maybe 10 to 15% of my CPU. But now, and like last week too, it's jumping between like 30 and 40%, and I don't know why. Let's see. General. Automatically check for updates, yes. Automatically start replay buffer when streaming. That's not what I want. No. That's audio. No, that's hotkeys. Let's see. I don't see a setting for hardware encoding, and I'm not quite knowledgeable enough. Let's see. No, that's what I want. Okay, I will check around and poke at that after stream. Hardware encoding. Okay. I vaguely remember seeing a setting for that somewhere, but I don't remember where, and I don't see it on my quick scan of the settings menu. So I will have to take a deeper poke. I might also be thinking of the hardware encoding setting for Steam, which is also a thing. I think. I'm like I've said this before, I'm in a weird place where I know some about computers. Like, I'm not completely computer illiterate, but I wouldn't call myself really knowledgeable either. Like, there was one time where I got a virus on one of my old laptops, and I was able to clean the virus out. But one of the things that it had done is it had corrupted my license for Adobe. So I had to call the Adobe help desk to be like, hey, I totally paid for your service, but because of this virus, you know, files got corrupted, now it's not letting me use the service. And the dude walked me through how to, like, go into the root files and change the things that I needed. And, like, mess around with the DLLs to be able to fix it. And he was like, I normally wouldn't walk people through this, but you seem like you know what you're doing. And it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, if somebody's walking me through it, I can figure out what I need to about computers. But I wouldn't know enough to be able to go in and do it by myself, if you know what I mean. Settings output near the bottom. Oh, okay. I must have just overlooked it. Ow! Everything is fine. This morning's getting off to a great start. This is the first time I've, like, seriously stabbed myself on stream. And by seriously stab myself, I mean there's not even blood. I just like caught the skin enough to, ow. Okay, settings. That is by far like not the worst stab I've had. Output. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I just overlooked it. Let's see. Video bitrate 5,000 kilobytes per second. Encoder says hardware, QSV. Audio bitrate 160. Enable advanced encoder settings is checked. Twitch VOD track is checked. Encoder preset is speed. And then custom encoder settings is blank. So it looks like it's using hardware encoding. That drop down is grayed out, probably because I'm live, so I can't actually mess with it at the moment. It might also be something else on my computer that's suddenly eating CPU. Again, I kind of glanced through my task manager list when it was doing this last time and didn't see anything, but again, I only kind of know what to look for. And I'm not knowledgeable enough to know which of the resource hogging Windows processes I can kill and which ones will actually bork my system, so I usually don't touch them. Computer does go nom. I mean, I also just generally need a better computer, as we've established. This laptop tries very hard, but it is not a machine I should be streaming from. I am just forcing it to do so. Hey, Randus. Oh no, Kitty. Did you eat my computer? Oh dear. Now I'm just remembering that really terrible Magnus Archives episode with the guy eating a computer. Was it Magnus Archives? I don't remember if it was Magnus Archives or if it was an SCP. I think it was a Magnus Archives episode. Yes, okay. I thought so. That's one of the ones that legit, like, usually most of them did not bother me. That one actually bothered me. Just because it was... Yeah. Yeah, that one squicked me out. Just the idea, so the idea was that this guy was compelled to eat a computer bit by bit, even as it was like cutting his mouth open and destroying his insides, but he was compelled to like keep doing it, and that like squicked me the hell out. I was like, nope, no thank you. Do not like. Those bits are sharp, do not like. Like I said, normally, most of the time with Magnus Archives, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's a story, it's fine, but that one really got to me. I do not think I can re-listen to that particular episode. It was like, just a very weird brand of body horror, I think. Or at least that's like the centers in my brain that it decided to ping. Yeah. Yeah, depending on your own particular fears and phobias, Magnus Archives can be a real trip sometimes. But then again, that's kind of the point. Very good series. It's a podcast, horror-based podcast, if anyone's not listened to it, besides Randus. It's quite good. It's just very, yeah, it's definitely a horror podcast. So yeah, it can get a bit woolly at times. If you're not a horror person, definitely don't check it out. Yeah. It's a horror podcast. So the premise is that this guy has gotten a new job as an archivist at this like really weird like museum of the weird kind of thing. And his job is to take all of these old paper records of reports that people have brought in of supernatural happenings, and he's recording them for digital storage. That's the premise of why there's a podcast, is you're actually listening to his digital recordings. But all of these weird supernatural happenings are horrific in some way. Some more, some less. And as time goes on, they start getting categorized into, there's like 14 domains of fear. And you start getting like actual physical manifestations of the avatars of these various domains of fear. So like one of them is the stranger. So like that's fears of like uncanny valley, or fears of somebody you don't know coming in to hurt you or your family. Another one is, like Merlin was saying, the buried. So the fear of claustrophobia, or being buried alive, or enclosed spaces. Another one is the vast. So it's like space or the ocean, fear of wide open empty nothingness. So it's really interesting, especially like as they go further along, they start building up more lore around this world. But yeah, it's definitely a horror podcast. So if that's not your cup of tea, then don't look it up. But if you are inclined to like horror, I would definitely recommend it, because it's quite good. And the characters are really, really fantastic. Because you've got these poor humans that work at the archive that are just kind of thrust into this ridiculous world of having to deal with all of this stuff. Also canon lesbians, which is always nice. And also the main character is, I mean, I think technically, yeah, John's bi. Guess he's got an ex-girlfriend. But, yeah. But the main relationship that the story revolves around is a gay one, which is very nice. Although it is a horror podcast, so yeah, like Merlin's saying, it is a horror podcast, but the queer representation in it is nice and much appreciated. Okay, OBS seems to have settled. I mean, it's still showing me 30 CPU, but my frame rate seems to have settled down. Oh, nope, spoke too soon. God damn it. I really just need a better computer. You should make coffee. Coffee is good. How much Chrome do I have open? So that's the thing though. I don't have, like, I actually have less Chrome open now than I did back when it was using 8 to 10% CPU. So, I don't know. I do have a decent amount of Chrome open, but not any more than normal. I should switch to Edge, but the problem is all of my passwords are saved in Chrome. Is there an easy way to transfer just the entire password repository without me having to remember what they are? I mean, I guess I would have to do that when I get a new computer anyway. Well, no! Okay, so when you save a password in your browser, in Chrome in particular, does it save it to Chrome or does it save it to my Google account? So if I was therefore to sign into my Google account on Edge, would it then just Oh, I can just export them. Okay, I will have to look into that then. Because I think you guys were telling me that Edge is probably the least bad of the browser options as far as computer eating goes. Its save depends on my account settings. Okay, I'll have to take a look. But if I can just export them. All the major ones are bad. I mean, yeah. I was using Firefox, but then Firefox was crashing all the time, so I switched to Chrome, because at least Chrome seems to be more stable. And I've kind of stuck with Chrome. Find it easiest to just remember all your passwords? So my thing is that I do have like a standard list of passwords that in my head that I pull from. The problem is that like I've got one that's like, okay, well this website requires a number, so I'll use this password. This website requires a number and a special character, so I'll use this password. But then the problem is I don't remember which website had which requirements, so therefore I don't remember which password I used. So if passwords, like if websites would just tell you like on the login screen, like, oh, here's what the password requirements were, that would be very helpful because then I would know what my passwords are. I mean, yes, I also use a passphrase for several of them. But I'm also at that point where I've been using the internet for 20 years. Granted, I have changed most of my passwords since then, but I have like, yeah. Gave up and use a password manager. Yeah, me too. That's why. But it's Chrome. Like, my password manager is Chrome, which is why I've been hesitant to switch to a new browser. I should look into getting a third-party one that I can just use wherever. And so if you have a recommendation, I would be happy to hear it. And yeah, like, passphrases are good, but again, you run into the same problem of like, well, this website requires a number and a special character, so what letter did I replace with the number again? Which passphrase is this? Did this have a special character in it or no? So I end up having to try like 4 or 5 of them anyway. Bad mechanism for identification. Yeah, that's fair. Just use one phrase that, or use phrases that meet all the criteria all the time. Yeah, that makes sense. I should probably just give up and do the same. LastPass, browser plugin that will generate and remember passwords for you. Okay. The website says your password must be less than, yeah. It must be at least 8 characters, but no more than 10. But Kitty, some websites are fun. I will freely admit, it's mostly that I have accounts at like 100 random virtual pet sites. They're the main one. Because sometimes Brain Bad want to pet dragon. Brain Bad want to click on things. I'm curious, Kite, why would setting a max character limit for passwords be bad? Just because that limits the amount of passwords and therefore makes it easier to crack? Or is there something else? Or is it just the principle of the thing? God damn it, Thread, stop that. Keeps curling around this bottom point there. Oh, yeah, that's fair. It implies that they're storing them somewhere with a space limit, which, yeah, could be something. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Huh, interesting. I actually had no idea that was how passwords should be managed at like a provider side. Interesting. That makes sense because it's encryption. That's what encryption is just maths. That makes sense. I had just never just consciously thought about it. Okay, separate but related process called hashing. I watched a video on this. Interesting. I was gonna say, so if I'm reading and parsing this correctly, that would mean that theoretically hashing would make cracking passwords easier because theoretically you could, if you wanted to, brute force something. Because if the website is just storing the hashes of the passwords and not the passwords themselves, and I wanted to go in and say crack your password, I would just have to brute force until I found something where the hash matched. I wouldn't have to actually figure out the real password. I could be reading that wrong though, or misunderstanding what this means. I love Sunday streams with Kite because I actually learn things. This is fascinating. But also sorry to constantly make you explain technical computer things, Kite. You do not have to if you do not wish to. Like I said, I have just enough computer knowledge to be able to make connections like this, but not to be able to, like, figure them out on my own. Fair. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because with hashing there would be, if more than one thing can have the same hash result, then you have a limited number of inputs before you just randomly make the match. Just through sheer dumb luck, I guess. It is dinner time, isn't it? I mean, I guess it can be lunchtime, depending on how your day is structured. But yes, it is food time. Still puts me in the top 25%. I know. Okay, so so part of my job now, because I'm handling like all of the meal plans and stuff for a college, is we have like an online web portal where students can log in and like see what their balance is or add more money to their account, that kind of thing. And so part of my job is I have to like troubleshoot when people are having issues with that portal. And I got my first really good pepcac the other day. Because I had a student contact me and was like, hey, like, I'm trying to sign up for this portal because they have to create like a separate meal plan portal account. It gets tied to their student account, but they still have to like create an account on our database. So they contacted me and they're like, hey, I'm trying to sign up for this web portal and it says I'm supposed to get an activation email within like 10 minutes and I haven't gotten an activation email. Like, how long is it supposed to take? And I'm like, yeah, it's usually pretty fast. It's supposed to be, 10 to 15 minutes. Have you checked your spam folder? And he goes, yeah, I haven't. It's not in there. I'm like, okay. Did you sign up using your college email address? Because sometimes the portal will have like weird issues where it just seems to work better. Sometimes it'll glitch out and not send the activation emails if it's like a Gmail or like a personal web address. But it seems to work pretty much all the time if it's one of the college's emails for whatever reason, probably because it's, built on college infrastructure or whatever. And he was like, yeah, I signed up using my college email. And he sent me a screenshot where, so typically our college emails are like partial last name, string of numerals, and then @webaddress.com. And he sent me a screenshot. He's like, this is what it's, like, this is how it looks. And the screenshot he sent me, the email address was partial last name, string of numerals, partial last name, @webaddress. And I'm looking at it going, I don't think that's right. That doesn't look like the right formatting. I've never seen one where it repeats the name like that. But also I'm still really, really new in this role. So I didn't know if, like, sometimes the web system, like, maybe sometimes they do look like that. I didn't really know enough to straight up call him on it. So I was just like, okay, well, double check the spelling of your of your email address. Make sure it's all spelled correctly. And he's like, yeah, that's the right email. Like, I spelled it right. It's totally fine. I'm still not getting this activation email. And I'm like, all right, well... let me delete it on my end, because I can go in and just like delete the unactivated accounts and have them sign up again. And sometimes if they re-sign up, it'll like, push the activation email through the system. So I did that. I went in and deleted his web account and was like, okay, we'll try to sign up again. And so he goes to try to sign up again, and he's like, well, now it's telling me that my email address doesn't match what's in the database. Like, what's going on? And this time when he sent me a screenshot, the email address was last name, numerals, @webaddress.com, the way that I was expecting it to be. So I was like, well, the screenshot you sent me before had last name, numerals, last name. So that's what was attached to your student account. And so now if you're just doing last name, numerals, that's why it's saying it doesn't match. Which one is correct? And he's like, oh, last name, numerals. And I'm like, thought so. So I was able to go in, change the one that was attached to his student account, let him sign up for a web portal, and then miraculously, somehow that time, it worked. It just killed me that he sent me a screenshot of the wrong email, and I told him, hey, check and make sure it's spelled right. And he was like, yeah, it's totally spelled right. And it definitely wasn't. I love students. I really do. It's fine. That's like the one really bad one that I've had. Then, although the other one was, I had a student call me insisting that something was wrong with our web portal and that it was giving them this weird error that I had never heard of before. And I'm like, okay, I've never heard of that happening. Can you send me a screenshot? And so the way that the web portal works is when they want to make a payment, it'll do the thing where it'll take you from our web portal to your online banking and have you sign into your online banking and do the payment there. So he sent me a screenshot that was his online banking. And I'm like, okay, well, you're going to have to call the bank to resolve that error because that actually does not originate in our system whatsoever. And like it had, you know, the giant banner at the top with the bank's logo and all of that. But no, definitely an error from the meal plan portal. Totally. It only takes about 5 days to compute a map of the valid value of every hash. Oof, yeah. No, luckily it was just the screenshot they sent me was literally just like I could see the website banner and identify the bank, and then it just had like a giant error message in the middle. It didn't actually have, I think it might have had their name at the top, but I already knew what their name was. It didn't have any of their account info or anything. I have definitely had students send me plenty of screenshots of their banking info, though. I actually had to take confidentiality training as part of my job. So I'm somewhat authorized to see that thing, and it's kind of like my job sort of takes the stance that if they send it to me, that's on them, not on me. So, yeah. It's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, right? Like, I'm just gonna send this screenshot of my banking info to this random person that works at the college. This is fine. Yeah, essentially. Look, our students are idiots and will send you personal information. Here's how to protect it. Yeah, that's basically what the training was. Pretty much. Although I got a good laugh the other day. I got an email because I have my personal email at the college, and then I'm also one of the people that deals with, there's like an aggregate meal plans email, and a couple people have access to it, but it's mostly just me because I'm the meal plans person. So I got an email there the other day that was like, "Hello, meal plans team," and I just kind of giggled because I'm like, "That's me. I'm the team. The team is me." Oh, I am going to need more papers. I had prepped this. Ah! Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Just take the sharp things off my hand. It is an effective team. I don't have to try to make sure any team members have done their shit. It's just me. Although my entire my desk is covered in so many post-its because otherwise I won't remember to do stuff. Just so many post-its. Alright, so I need 1.25 inches. Yeah, that's true too. It's also nice to be able to send emails from the meal plans account, because then, like, my signature is on the bottom, but they don't actually have my personal email. Well, personal, as in, like, my private work account. So they can't, like, harass me. I mean, they can harass the meal plans account if they want, but it's a little bit more impersonal and removed. Yeah, that's fair, Randus. A lot of the stuff that I have post-its for is stuff that doesn't have a time limit, though. It's like, remember to check X, or like, when so-and-so gets back to you, remember to do this. So I can't really set like a timer for a specific time. It's just kind of, I need to do X after Y happens. Also, there's just something weirdly satisfying for me about physical post-its. Like the fact that they're just sitting there on my desk, all nice and colorful, and then when I'm done with them, I can just ball them up and toss them in the trash can. It's weirdly satisfying. I also bought myself more colorful pens so that I can write notes to myself in fancy colors. So what is dinner tonight, Kitsune? Also, Kite, have you eaten? Because if it's dinner time for Kitsune, it's probably dinner time for Kite. This horrible program that our coder friends love that should never be adopted to other industries. Are we talking the built-in Windows post-it function? Because I use that too. GitHub? Isn't that mostly like file sharing? Or am I thinking of something else? Okay. That's fine. Yeah, that's totally mostly straight. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, it actually is. Cool. Where's my angle finder? More of handoff tracking. Oh, interesting. That's the correct angle. The size of this template isn't correct, it's too long, but the angle is what I need. And once I have the angle, it is a relative term. I'm not good at doing straight things, you guys, if you hadn't guessed by now. Go. And now that I've got that, it's just 1.25 inches. Riveting content, I know. I try to entertain with line drawing. Soon you will get to see me scissors. That's true, and that's kind of my aim. I will be your background noise for whatever you happen to be doing. And hey, it gets me working on stuff. That is the goal. Hopefully I've measured these correctly. We'll find out soon enough. They look right. And I'm actually measuring 1.25 inches this time. I'm able to do one more. And then I think after I get off stream today, I may actually go play FF14. I haven't actually done any of 6.2 yet because I haven't had time all week. But then again, well, yeah, I'll probably play FF14 until Kara gets home. And then we've got D&D later tonight, which is fun. I'll probably crochet during D&D because I'm so close to having Merlin's cardigan done. I have half a sleeve left. What Twitch doesn't know won't hurt them, Randus. My scissors are sort of in reach. Come here. There we go. I set them on the edge of my table. There we go. Found them. No, so the Thursday game has been moved to Sundays. So it's just the two still. During the summer, Merlin was working different hours, so we were able to do it on Thursdays, but she's working later now, so it's been moved to Sundays. So same campaign. We just moved days. You think your campaign is cursed? Oh no! Yeah, that's the problem with trying to play D&D as an adult, is people have schedules and things come up, and it can be very frustrating. And like, it's worse when it's like, oh, it's health problems, or it's like, it's totally valid things. But it's still frustrating because it's like, well, but I wanted to play. But adults. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this summer, yeah, poor Kara. She's definitely been getting frustrated because she's like, I never have to work Saturdays. And this summer, of course, the summer that I decide to do D&D is the summer that she ends up working a bunch of Saturdays for various reasons. Hey, Needle and Floss. Yeah, scheduling is, the worst. I hate being a busy adult with stuff to do. Let's just all play D&D all the time. Then the only scheduling conflicts will be with other D&D. Yes, fingers crossed for the new job, Merlin. I think you would be a fantastic office manager. So yeah, fingers definitely crossed for you. Honestly, it's whatever day works. Like, I think Sunday works just as well for all of us. It's just a matter of figuring out what we can do consistently. I'm trying to remember why we even originally picked Thursdays. I think it was just because it was kind of arbitrary, I think. But yeah, whatever works. Yeah, for sure. And I think that's worked out pretty well for us so far, Randus. It seems to work okay. Oh my. Oh. Yeah, that's rough, Kitsune. I know it's not the same, but do you at least have like a house animal you can cuddle? Although, yes, I understand that's not the same as human contact. Oh, yeah, that's rough. Yeah, no, it's kind of it is what it is, Randus. Hopefully, because it's mostly just been that they're a little bit understaffed right now, and her various coworkers keep taking vacation, so she's having to cover. Now that we're getting back into fall, it should hopefully calm down a lot, and she'll be back to a more regular schedule. Uh, and if not, I know she's kind of planning to have words with her boss. So, but yeah, it should settle back down pretty soon. I mean, we do have the wedding in October, but like as far as her work schedule goes, it should be fine. I mean, to be fair, I did not work in her department. So whether or not I got a new job would not matter in the slightest to whether or not her department was understaffed. Although I do think it's hilarious that I left and then literally within a month, like 5 or 6 other people had given their notice. But we also found out that the competing department store at the other end of the mall was headhunting a bunch of them. So, like, I legitimately feel bad for my boss having to suddenly train a bunch of new, like, brand new staff. But I'm so happy it's not my problem and I don't have to deal with it. Yeah. Poor Light. Yeah. Just me as a person, I really want to just give Light a hug. Poor Light. Hopefully things look up for them. Okay, that's enough papers for a while, I think. Yeah, poor Light. fun is it if the DM has a plan? It's more fun when we manage to completely take the DM by surprise. Like, you know, making wisdom saves, getting into combat we weren't supposed to. That was fun. I do wish we had managed to take one of them out and just completely wreck whatever you had planned. Or have planned for the future. That would have been awesome. Exactly, Kitsune. It's fine. Our goal is to make this fun for the DM too. And what's more fun than having to replan things? But also, yeah, Merlin, I saw this and meant to comment and then totally didn't comment. You should totally DM a game. I'm also kind of toying with that. Ooh. Ooh, that would have been spicy. But I am also glad it did not get to that point. Two is not most. Two is a minority. There's 5 of us. Also, it's totally fine that we're now headed into another combat already roughed up. It's fine. Totally fine. Yeah, that's true. Because the acid thing was just a cantrip, probably. As far as we know. Also, I think I've pinpointed the problem. And that is, well, a problem. And that is that Bram keeps rolling shit on initiative. All of his spells are buffs. If he was rolling higher, he would have been able to, like, boop Landon or Light with Shield of Faith or something. But no, he just keeps rolling single-digit initiative and going last. It's fine. Good morning, Kuma, and good morning, Ozzy. Yeah, sorry, yeah. We had session yesterday, so of course we're in the D&D talk. Sorry. Everything is fine. That's the takeaway. Everything went totally fine. Nobody died. Much. So fine, Light might have to take a vacation. Oh, yeah, poor Light. They're not having a good time. Meow. Just stabbed myself again. I'm on a roll today. Everything's fine. Ow. accidentally took us all to 0 at the same time. I am glad that that's the accident contingency. Yeah, I figured you had something in place. Not gonna lie, because the kobolds took off in the direction of the dead goblin sentries. Oh no, there were 2 team medics. Apparently we need 3. We have a cleric and we have a paladin. But the paladin kept eating shit. So now we also have a monk that is able to do healing boops. So it's fine. But yeah, because the kobolds took off in the direction of those dead goblin sentries, and their tokens were still on the map, I was low-key expecting them to pull some sort of necromancy bullshit, and we would have to fight, like, undead goblin things. That was what was going through my head during session. Yeah, glass tank. Slightly less glass now. Kind of. Ooh. Pincushions are a great way to use up your thread ends. I've got a whole pile of them too. I need to figure out what to do with them. If it's fabric scraps, I usually use them to stuff cat toys. But I'm a little bit leery of using thread scraps for cat toys just in case she happens to tear one open. I don't want her to then choke on a bunch of thread. Bram made that save. Although I'm not sure I'd classify him as a healer. He just has lay on hands. Which is enough, usually. Yeah, the fact that the cleric and the healing monk were the ones that got very badly stabbed and then feared into bolting. Also, the fact that Light got poisoned and then immediately ran, what was it, 180 feet or some ridiculous distance? Again, if Bram had been slightly earlier in the turn order, he could have cured the poison right away, but no, Light decided to run. Just trailing blood and poison behind them. It's fine. Yeah, Light got hit with fear, which means that they were forced to use their turn essentially to run as far away from the thing that feared them as they could get. And Light's a tabaxi, which means they have increased movement anyway. So they just kind of mewed. Oh yeah, and bonus zooms for being a monk. Kitsune has insufficient pie crust. Oh no. Is it the sort of pie that requires a top crust, or can you just leave it open-faced? Because sometimes open-faced pie is fine, depending on the kind of pie. Oh yeah, that's a good idea, Randus. You could do like a lattice top instead of a solid one if you have a little bit left over. But also, what kind of pie? Pot pie, I'm gonna guess, if it's dinner. Pardon. I mean, theoretically, Glint probably could have tried to aim it off to the side enough that it would just hit the kobolds. But yeah, point taken. Chicken and leek pie. Ooh. Sounds lovely. Reminds me I've got chicken in the fridge to eat for lunch. Oh no, outsider knowledge from Kara says that the wolves were there as part of the original module. Randus didn't add the wolves, they just added the kobolds. Thread. I need more thread. Also, I was giving Kara the recap, and she was also like, "Aw, Besleek made a nemesis." So Sasha is flopped out on my desk chair, halfway across the room, and snoring so loudly that I can hear her through my headphones. It's not the right cadence for my mic to pick up, but yes, she is doing very loud kitty snores. Just the loudest. Oh, interesting. So we could have theoretically squeezed up through that crack and directly into where we are now. But Bram wouldn't have been able to fit, and we would have stuck our noses directly into combat. Interesting. Yeah, she is a sleepy baby. Sleepy, wheezy baby. Nobody ever includes Bram. Also, don't eat the cutie pies unless the cutie pies consent to being eaten. Second fun baking game. Is this cream naturally thick enough to whip? Is it 35%? Because I think that's usually the threshold for whipping. But also I don't know what sorts of creams are available in the UK. Just in general. Because typically here it'll jump from 10% coffee creamer up to 35% whipping cream, with not much available in between. It is labeled as whipping cream, you should be okay then. You should be able to whip it with it good. I should make those blueberry muffins again. We have enough blueberries. We just have to unfreeze some of them. Because those muffins turned out really nice. I think next time I would just add a few more chocolate chips because I feel like the ratio was a little bit off. But otherwise they were really good. Oh no, you mean we've created our own problem? That never happens in D&D. I do like that we let him live out of mercy and now he's come back to bite us. Because, like, actions have consequences even if it's sparing someone's life, so I actually really like that. But also at the same time, at least from Bram's point of view, we let him live, and he could have run off and, you know, made himself scarce and kept to himself and been fine. But he's now made the choice to come after us again. So he's had his chance, And now Bram will not hold back. Because that's kind of Bram's thing, is you give them a chance, you let them live. But then what they do with that chance is up to them. And this one has decided to be a problem. Bram will fight to make sure that everybody gets their chance. But then what that person does with their chance then decides what happens moving forward. Oh, yep, that's 5. That is all the pieces. Oh yeah, no. No, I wouldn't want you to tell me. And a reformed murderer may still be a bandit. Yeah, exactly. Well, again, it depends on, you get your chance. But then moving forward, you will be judged on your actions, and you've already had your chance. But again, I don't... Like, Bram's not the sort of hardline paladin where it's like, you get one chance. It's like, you get a chance, you may get multiple chances. It depends on, like, these kobolds are actively trying to murder us, which is not good. They've probably squandered their chance, but yeah, it's every situation is unique. Approach everything, judge everything by that situation and that context. Don't just apply blanket solutions to everything. You don't have room in your fridge? What? How small is your fridge? Or how full is it? Yeah, basically, Randus. Okay, we've stopped you. You stopped killing. Now you need to stop stealing. Yeah, exactly. There could be levels to it. Every situation is different. Yeah, that's a lot of cream, Kite. Like, I know cats like cream, but that seems a little ridiculous. Oh, so there's already a ton of stuff in there. That's fair. Oh dear. I guess eat some cream? Nom nom nom, delicious cream? but also, tea party. Sounds like so much fun. Thread. Down. There we go. I mean, both. Probably both. Tea parties are both fun and work. Thread, please. Ah! Came off the end of my needle. Yeah, it is a lot of socializing, but sometimes it's nice. It would depend on the people. There is Noon Owl. We'll finish this seam and then take a break. It would depend on who the people are. Like, if it was a tea party with strangers, no thank you. But if it's like a tea time with good friends, that's nice once in a while. Come on, Thread. Misbehaving today. Only actively flirting with 2 of them? Okay. So it might be a borderline case. Now the question is, did you conceive of the tea party simply for the excuse to flirt? Or is it the excuse to consume tiny sandwiches? Or, I guess, other? Or all of the above, that's fair. Oh, yeah, that's rough, Kitai. Well, I hope you can have fun regardless, despite it being an apology tea party. Because tea parties in and of themselves sound fun. Especially tea parties with enjoyable people at them. Okay. So, the Noon Owls have sounded. I'm gonna take about a 5-minute break. Everybody else do the same. Stretch, hydrate, cycle fluids if need be, shift your position. Ooh, pie update. Filling cooked, topped with thin pastry, glazed with egg. Forgot to preheat the oven. Oh no! Yep, and Merlin has redeemed both a stretch and a hydrate, so it is now official. Everyone has to do it. And I will be back in a few minutes. There we go. I have returned. I have stretched. I have hydrated. I have given Sasha a pat. Okay. Is this enough thread? No. No, it is not. Oh, always hugs for Kitay. Many hugs. Wish we were closer so they could be IRL hugs. Someday. Okay. You know what? Yeah, orange is fine. Ladder stitch means it doesn't really show. Orange is fine. Sasha is still weak snoring. From where I am sitting, all I see is one paw and the tip of her tail hanging off the edge of my desk chair. Aww. Well, we're glad to be with you, Merlin. And I think you've mentioned before you have unlimited data, so that's fine. I mean, in November, well, last November, I don't really have a commute anymore. But like, last November, I was just kind of saying, damn the data, and would have Desert Bus on during my commute home. This year, I will probably totally have it playing during work, unless I'm super busy and like need to concentrate on stuff. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that makes it rough. How long are your parents gone for? That's a heck of a trip. Although I guess if they probably haven't taken a vacation in a couple years, so makes sense. Oh, till Thursday? Okay. Yeah, hugs for anyone who wishes for hugs. pile. Yes. Totally yes. That's it. I was trying to remember which command it was. I couldn't remember if it was self cute or self cat. Merlin's in the States, but also it can kind of depend on what plan you're on. Some of the cell companies will offer like super cheap plans that are super cheap, but that's because the data is limited. Technically the plan that I'm on, I have unlimited data, but it's like full speed up to 5 gigabytes, and then after 5 gigabytes I still have data, but it's like throttled. So yeah, it just kind of depends on the plan, at least around here. But also in Canada, or at least in Ontario, we only have like 3, I think, providers that all kind of own the smaller ones. And so there's actually like a bunch of antitrust investigations and stuff going on right now. Because price fixing is a thing. Also, lunch is good. Glad you are putting lunch on. Oh yeah, it's probably the norm up here too. It's just there are also offers of extremely cheap plans. So like I do know people with limited data because they've chosen to get like the $30 a month plans. Also, because I overslept, I did not have time to prep a picture from my time in Japan, so we will unfortunately have to skip that for this week. There will be plenty of pictures in the future. Probably should have prepped it last night, and then, didn't happen. Sasha, are you okay? Just extreme kitty wheezing. I love this tea. Oh, she has retracted a paw, so now all I can see is the fluffy tip of a tail. Oh, nope. Nope. She is stretched. There's the paws again. Cat updates count as content, right? I mean, it's very important updates. No, we're going down. Lunch has been consumed. Excellent. Nutrition acquired. Good job, Thread. Playing Thread Chicken? A little. Not at the moment. I was a moment ago. I was like, playing what? And then you came in with the emotes. Excellent. No, the loop of thread caught the patches that are sitting on my lap and just kind of flung them. This music makes me think of going to a roller skating arena in like the early 90s when all of the decor and the music is still like frozen in mid 80s. Oh yeah, the music is definitely 80s. But like one of those places that hasn't updated anything since the 80s and it's now the mid 90s. Like one brain cell, three people, exactly. Like I have very distinct memories. The roller skating arena was like a thing when I was in elementary school. Like, I just remember being, like, 10 years old and trying to balance on my skates while also doing the chicken dance. Because that's what was playing over the fucking loudspeakers. And everyone else was doing it. Or, like, they would play the hokey pokey in the roller skating rink. So you had kids just trying to do the hokey pokey and falling everywhere. I'm just fumbling all my dex rolls today. It's fine. Everything is fine. I haven't drawn blood yet. That's how your brother busted his elbow? Yeah, I'm not surprised. Who thought it was a good idea to have the kids do the hokey pokey on roller skates? Oh yeah, they absolutely expected you to dance along. If you didn't, you got stared at. It got to the point, because it was like a school trip thing, where like every Friday a bunch of us would just go to the roller skating rink. I don't remember if it was like an official school sanctioned field trip, or if it was just like all of our parents were in cahoots, but it was like a thing. And I remember it got to the point where the first notes of the chicken dance would come across, and I would just like make a beeline for the side so that I could get off the rink and not have to do it. But, ugh, that sucks, Merlin. What a way to spend your birthday. Although, that is better than the multiple birthdays I have spent in airports. Well, maybe not better. But still not ideal birthday circumstances. Your first and last time on roller skates? Yeah, well, if you manage to fall and nearly break something first time out, I can imagine that would be your last. Oh, important update. Sasha has rotated. I now have a view of her pointy little ears. She heard us talking about the hokey pokey and has turned herself about. Ooh, pie complete. Excellent. What is the report on pie tastiness? Besides, probably not enough crust. Pie tastiness is under evaluation. Okay. And that's something that's very important to test thoroughly. Ooh, cookies for the dragon. Excellent. Or for our baby Carby. Send it through the mail? I'm not sure leek and chicken pie holds up very well. Might have to use a courier service instead. Transit for pie will not be good. Yeah. Probably not. Unfortunate. I mean, she could probably share pie recipe, but that's about as close as we can get, I think. I owe you pie. Okay. Someday we'll get to collect. I'll make a note. Three Christmas Eves in a row in the ER? And it was a finger slice all 3 times? That's incredible. I mean, that also sounds like my little brother. Yeah, no sharp objects for your brother. Or I guess a butter knife's not even sharp, though. You might just have to restrict it to no objects. I mean, I'm not allowed to help peel vegetables in the kitchen because I've taken the skin off my knuckles with a potato peeler before. Like I said, fumbling all my dex rolls today. Everything is fine. I mean, I have vivid memories of the time my brother, to this day, he has a scar on his forehead because he was running in the house and we had, like those, I don't want to say cheap, but it was pretty cheap. The like fake wood paneling where it's really just a piece of like very thin plywood that's been like printed with wood grain and then like stapled to the wall to make it look like you have wood paneling. Yeah, we had that all the way down our hallways. And my brother was running in the house and managed to run full tilt into like the corner of a wall from the going from the living room to the hallway. He ran straight smack into the corner, which would have been fine except one of the like little carpet nails that was used to attach the wood paneling to the wall was sticking out by, you know, half a centimeter. But it was enough that when he ran into it with his head, it managed to slice a gash in his forehead, and he had to get like 6 or 7 stitches in it, I think. And he was like 5 at the time. Like, he was really little at the time. But it was just the precise place that he managed to run into was the one place with a slightly loose nail. I mean, this is also the brother that didn't have front teeth for a long time because when he was like 2, he was standing up on a chair and managed to nosedive off of it and just knocked. He had just gotten his baby teeth in and managed to knock them clean out. Like, the emergency dentist was like, I don't know how he did this, because he didn't break them. He just knocked them clean out. So yeah, he didn't have front teeth for a good 6 years until his adult ones came in. Yeah. That was we always joke in my family because my brother has gotten injured way, way, way more than my sister and I combined, so we always joke that he's taking the hits for us too. Ew. Yeah, radiators are not good. At least, hopefully that was young enough that you don't actually remember the injury. But yeah, my grandparents' house had those big radiators. I don't think any of us ever, like, ran into them. I definitely, like, mildly burned myself on them a couple times. I mean, Kara has a giant scar across the back of her hand, like, the entire back of her hand. Because when she was, like, 2.5, she toddled into the bathroom and pulled on a cord and pulled her mom's curling iron down off the sink and straight onto her hand. So she's still got, like, she was young enough she doesn't remember it, but she's still got the scar. Accident prone, but you never did it to yourself? X to doubt. Yeah, the curling iron was, yeah, her mother was not I think she's still kind of guilty about that. And it could have gone so much worse than it did. But yeah, it was one of those things where her mom looked away for 2 seconds and in toddled Kara to yank on a cord at just the wrong moment. But apparently after that, she never yanked on cords again. So apparently it did stick in her tiny little toddler brain. She also says that that's how she learned right from left when she was in, like, you know, kindergarten. Because her right hand had the scar and her left hand didn't, so that's how she remembered right from left. It's faded a lot over time. It was a lot more vivid when she was younger, and now it's just kind of, if you know to look for it, you can see it, but it's faded a lot. Yeah, that's fine. Well, no, probably not. Aha! I was just thinking that it's weird that nobody's redeemed a board game arena on me. Alright, I even remembered to turn the extension on. Just get this thread set up here. Car accident, fell out of a tree fort. Dog bit a chunk. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, okay, fair enough. None of those were your fault. Ooh, yeah, that's rough. I never, knock on wood, I've never broken a bone. I was the kid that I was sick a lot more than I was ever injured. But yeah, oof. Okay, let me pull up chat on my phone. Twitch, that's what I want. No, not Sugar Shop for once. Me. Yes, my channel. No, Stream Manager. God damn it, mobile Twitch. There we go. Cool. Okay. BGA. I want that. Yeah. It's all good. I do not particularly care. Okay. You okay there? You gonna select the correct window? Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Ah, yes. The one Koban Koi month. Everything is fine. Okay, next. That was easy. Okay, which game is this? I'm red. Oh, this turn will be completed normally and then the game will end. I feel like this game went by really fast. I don't know if that's just me. I feel like or if it was just... I feel like it was a bunch of like 1-cube cities and we just kind of depleted them all super fast. What was I doing in this one? Oh, I think this is the one where I didn't really know what I was doing. Right. High verdict, pretty good. Coming back for seconds. Okay, good. Excellent. I need to improve my engine, probably. Yes. I need a 3-tier engine. Okay, next. Ah, yes. A blurry game. Next. Okay, I think we're down to right side only games. I do not have good options here. Well, they're not really bad options either. I'll go with that. Now it's bad options. We'll go with that one. Next. Okay. Oh. Okay. I will win the first 2 trips. I've won the first one. And I just throw out the other sub. And then we do strategies. Next. Okay. Pentagon, huh? Yeah, I don't know what my pink line is doing here. Commuting, apparently. Okay, so let's see. So doing that would give me an intersection for 2 points and 3 in that square. Whereas if I did here, I would get the river crossing for 2 points and 3 in that square. So it's essentially the same thing. And I don't have any objectives this round. And doing it here gives me more expansion opportunity. Okay. Oh, and a wild card. Excellent. So I think for the wild card, I want to go here because then that gives me 4 in that district. Okay, next. Okay. A 3 and a 2 in goods. I need to sell something before I place that ship. So let's sell that. Do I have any aminal spaces? I do not. My aminal spaces are filled. Maybe you take a ship tile. Ooh, adjacent depot. That's handy. And I don't have enough workers to snatch it. Okay. Take an animal or ship, which I won't need. Take a mine, castle, or yellow tile. Sure. Yes, confirm. Okay, next. That wasn't a stellar turn, but it was a turn. I think I need... Oh, Sasha has awoken. She is probably headed for the kibble bowl. Alright, so I have nothing on the platter at the moment. There's plenty of blue. Let's go with blue. Pair that. Okay. Yay, cribbage. Kitte cribbage. Well, one of the Kitte cribbages. One we're actually running really close. Haha, I have a 5. Yay, 2 points. Next. Let's play that. The other Kitte cribbage. Codex Naturalis. This is the one. I think I need another. Yeah, I need another plant to be able to play that scorecard. Is this the one where it's not been giving me fantastic card opportunities to like for ones that I take? Let's put that there. I mean, I do have 3 butterflies. I guess we'll take that. Okay, next. Well, that goes there, and then I think this one. Next. Another railways. Oh yes, this is the one where I do kind of have a plan. Okay. My engine is at 3. Yep, next. I like making my kingdoms in circles. Concentric rings. Oh, hello! Come on! You're not gonna be happy because I'm bent over playing board games. Come here! Meh? Meh. Sasha has decided she wants my lap. Come here. Here we go. Hi, baby. Hi. You're gonna let me go back to playing? Thank you. You're very generous and kind. I wish I could take that deer. I do not have a maple leaf. I will take that. More cribbage. Ah, the kitsune cribbage. I will start with that. Next. Oh yeah, the wizard game where I think I might have bid too low. There. Next. Maybe not. I'll just have to be careful. Ah, right. Hanabi is a cooperative, so it's a blurry game. Wild card. No matter which card is at the top of the discard pile. Okay, cool. It wasn't a stellar move, but it's all I had. Okay, yes, good. Next. Hey, I get a free tile. Is this the one where I'm trying to... Oh no, this is not the one where I had like a ridiculous, long, skinny Alhambra. See if I can fit all the scoring on screen. I'm usually not this good at Alhambra, but it's still anyone's. Yeah, I was gonna say it's still anyone's game. Kitsune has now overtaken me. Yup, Kitsune took it. Good game. Excellent. Alright, congrats Kitsune. Next. Dobby game. Take that. Next. You want to purr into the mic? No, you just want to rub your nose on it. So rumbly. So rumbly, Miss Sasha. Okay, yeah, and this is the one where I had like half a plan. Finish this rail. Okay, next. Oh, the Zool game is almost finished. And I don't think I have 2 more yellow tiles to take, do I? Nope, there's only 1 left. Okay. Is there 3 of anything? There's not 3 of anything. I do the single yellow, though. So at least that gets filled. Okay, next. Okay, well that's easy. Goes there. Next. Oh, I have 2 games going? I'm somehow not aware of the second game. Oh, I think it just started. Well, that's also an easy decision. Next. Hand and foot. Play the 9 there. Discard the 3. Okay, next. Burps. I need robins, potentially. Could also use owls. Neither of which there's a decent amount of on the board. So let's take a couple robins. And then I can fly these 2 cans for the hay of it. Okay, next. Okay, so this is a new game. Let's just take those and put them here. Aha, another wizard game. Oh, good. This is the one where I definitely underbid. Next. Oh, that's a full moon. I'll take that. And nothing useful here, eh? Let's just take that for the ribbon. Okay, not bad. Ooh, excellent. I'll just pair that, thank you. I think the last ones are cooperative. Oh no, top game. Am I exchanging or am I playing? No, play a card and move a pawn. And black is my partner, so I actually don't want to land on that one. There we go. So I think... Oh, back to Hanafuda. Because I think the last two are the Dixit and the Hanabi games that are blurry. Yeah, sure, I'll take a socket cup. I'm ahead. I might as well. There's enough cards still in play. Okay, yep, the last two are blurry ones. So that is game. Thank you, friends. Yeah. And I have friend. She has decided to rejoin me. Hello. Hello. Oh. Oh my. We are achieving upside down cat. Upside down cat getting super comfy. Are you gonna let me keep sewing? Are you gonna let me keep sewing, or is this just a Sasha stream now? She is a baby and she knows it. He's a little void. What? Is it nap time or bath time? Or both? Or are you just itchy? Here, let my human fingies help. Patchwork to board game arena to cat cam. Yeah, sure. I am just a versatile content creator. There we go. Itchy? Itchy. Yeah, exactly. It's fine. This is working as intended. I'm a terrible person. Oh. It is now Sasha's stream. Yeah. I mean, she could probably carry the stream on her own. She has fans. Yes, and you know it, don't you? Yeah, what happened there is she yawned, and as she was yawning, I stuck my finger into her mouth so that when she closed her mouth again, she just kind of went, ah! I'm a terrible person. To be fair, I have done it enough that she has at least once done it back to me. I was yawning in bed and she was like curled up on my chest and she reached up and put her paw into my mouth. Um, so yes, she is aware. And she has in fact done it back to me. And I was just like, all right, yeah, I deserve that. Yep, there she goes. Unhappy with sewing. This is also the cat where Sasha is smart enough that we sat and watched her get into a fight with one of our ex-roommates, and I think Sasha won. Because she was sitting on one of the dining room chairs beside the table, and as our ex-roommate Sean was walking by, she reached up onto the table and just batted an ink pen that was like right on the edge of the table. She batted it off onto the floor. So Sean stopped and picked up the pen and put it back on the table and started to, turn away to keep walking. And right as he turned away, Sasha reached up and batted the pen off the table again. So, hearing the clatter, Sean turned around again, kind of went, reached down, picked up the pen, and put the pen back on the table, this time maintaining eye contact with the cat. And Sasha, still maintaining eye contact, reached up and bapped the pen off the table again. And I think at that point, Sean picked up the pen and just took it with him. But yeah, Sasha definitely won that encounter. She was absolutely training Sean to fetch. It was hilarious. Jade and I were sitting on the couch watching and just losing our minds. So that's what I mean when I say that Sasha is smart. Sometimes. But there's also no brain cells in there. I sometimes wonder how much of the kilobyte issue is on my end and how much of it is Twitch. Because, like, OBS seems to be running fine. Like, the program isn't hanging or anything. Yeah, the CPU indication is a bit high, but otherwise it's not, like, doing anything that would indicate it's on OBS's end. And yet my kilobytes per second keeps tanking randomly. I'm wondering if it's on Twitch's end, or how much of it is on Twitch's end. Network limited? Meaning that it would be like my ISP? Because theoretically, we're supposed to have unlimited internet. And that's why I plugged the Ethernet cable in. To eliminate any, like, Wi-Fi variance issues. Although, it could also just be Rogers eating shit. Yeah, that's a good point, that my provider is in between. And Rogers is notorious for eating shit randomly. So yeah, that could make sense as well. Pardon. Unlimited usage but limited bandwidth? Oh, interesting. I'll have to look into that then. It's just weird that sometimes it gives me a lot of issues and then sometimes I stream perfectly fine. I don't know if it would be a time factor, but like I stream the same time every week. So that wouldn't make sense either. Or is it one of those where the upload bandwidth might change depending on how, like, the network is doing that day? Yeah, that makes sense. And that would make sense for why it doesn't happen all the time. That certainly is a response, Kuma. But also, yeah, mood. Is to put everyone who uses lots of bandwidth on the same system. That way you can manage the settings consistently. So again, with me only knowing some things about computers, I actually can't tell if that's a joke of like, let them outcompete each other, or if that would be a legitimate way to manage it. I don't quite know enough to be able to parse. The exclamation point makes me think you're probably being sarcastic. You have 200 speed lines, and you have people using 100, but also people using 10. Having all the people using 100 in the same system will use up all of that, and all the people using 10 on the same will underuse that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. But then wouldn't that also theoretically mean that all the people using 100 would consistently have crappy internet because they're all trying to like overmax all the time? Like, yeah, granted, not everybody is going to be using the max at all times, but I am also not an ISP. As I think we have established, I sort of know computers, but I am not a tech. Yeah, that's a mood kitsune. where it's like, I think I'm doing okay, especially compared to like my coworkers or some of the students. And then I talk to other people who are actually techs, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing at like a higher level. Imposter Fox, oh no. No. You're a very real and very good fox. And you do very well with computers for all that you need to do. And through talking to Kite and Kuma and others online, you can be even better, if that is your goal. Oh god, so in talking of imposter syndrome, there's this one double click song that I have it on my favorites, and I have to keep skipping it because it threatens to make me cry. Because it's about imposter syndrome, but it's from the point of view of the Mars rover, and it just makes me feel things every single time it comes on. Because it talks about how, like, you know, I'm just faking it. You know, I'm just pretending. I only think that I can do this, but I'm doing it on Mars. So it's like, yeah, it's so real. Because it's like you can feel all those things even while you're doing something big and incredible and great. And it's such a mood. Like, I had actually never heard of the double clicks before they were on Desert Bus, I think year before last, 2020. And they played that song live on Desert Bus, and I was just sitting, like, tearing up. Like, oh no. And then, of course, I had to go and listen to, like, their entire back catalog. But, yeah, that song hits. Hello, I think I'm back. Or not. Okay, supposedly reconnection successful.